Welcome to Skybroking Commodity Weekly Market Commentary. Disclaimer: this weekly market commentary is for information purpose only. Before taking any decision, consult a financial advisor. Major data of this week has inflation and few economic related data, and the major event like US Fed Chairman Mr. Powell testifies on Tuesday and the Europe ECB President Lagarde speaks on Friday. Now let's see the precious metals outlook. Gold and silver has news like US Treasury yields hit 2-year highs and the dollar dipped but stood not far from recent peaks. Yet gold showed resilience in its latest session, indicating that it could be running on the stream of the US inflation, which was chugging at its fastest pace in 40 years. The US Fed Chairman Mr. Powell testifies on Tuesday to get the outlook of the economy. Fundamentally, this is a slight negative news for precious metals, and technically speaking, gold may expect a high volatility trade. Silver may expect a high volatility trade. So these are this week's precious metals outlook. Now let's move on to see the energy outlook. First is crude oil. It has the news like oil prices settled lower on Friday as the market weighed supply concerns from the unrest in Kazakhstan, and the production in Libya has dropped to 729,000 barrels per day from a high of 1.3 million barrels per day last year, partly due to pipeline maintenance work. The US employment in the country increased less than expected in December. Fundamentally, this is a slight positive news for crude oil, and technically speaking, crude oil may expect a mixed trade in between 5,640 to 6,105 levels. Next is natural gas. It has news like the final week of 2021 featured a US natural gas storage draw measuring less than 1/3 of the average, much weaker than the market expected, but triple-digit withdrawals lurk in the weeks ahead. Fundamentally, this is a slight positive news for natural gas, and technically speaking, natural gas may expect a mild recovery and it is possible to trade off 300 ranges. So these are this week's energy outlook. Now let's see the base metals outlook. First is copper. It has the news like spot trading interest remained limited in the first week of 2022 with a marginal increase in the copper concentrate treatment charge refining charge index. This is fundamentally a negative news for copper, and technically speaking, copper may expect a high volatility trade in between 704 to 772 levels. Next is aluminum. It has a news like aluminum low carbon differentials flat, strong AI demand. This is fundamentally a slight positive news for aluminum, and technically speaking, aluminum may expect a range-bound trade. Next is lead. It has a news like the lead supply and demand were stable. The downstream purchase interest was muted after lead prices rebounded. This is fundamentally a slight negative news for lead, and technically speaking, lead has remains in the consolidation phase. Next is zinc. It has a news like the combined inventory across 7 major markets in China dropped on the week, mainly because the arrivals were lower than expected, which boosted the confidence of the longs. This is fundamentally a slight positive news for zinc, and technically speaking, zinc may expect a profit booking rally ahead. Next is nickel. It has news like the new energy and the stainless steel sectors demand for nickel was stable. Fundamentally, this is a positive news for nickel, and technically speaking, until nickel has a close below 1,525 means consolidation trade may be seen in nickel. So these are this week's Commodity Weekly Market Commentary. For more market updates, join our Telegram channel and the YouTube channel. Thank you by Skybroking.